Hey, what's up? This is Pete, Southwest Rod and Custom. What we're doing, we're working on our Chevy truck, our GMC truck today, 61. And if you look right over here, okay, you're going to see the inner fender where it's been sliced. Okay, if you look real close, I'm trying to do this backwards. Okay, there we go. Bang, bang. Anyway, now I'm going to zoom in on that. And what we did, okay, on this particular setup on this motor, we have to have the battery on the opposite side of where the battery used to be, which was on the right side. What we're going to do, we're going to mount the battery over here on the left side. Due to the fact that all the wire harness is coming through, and we're going to go ahead and mount the computer brain for the motor right in this area too. So what I did, because I want that battery to sit the lowest possible way, okay, which is going to be right in this area. You can see that, okay. What I'm going to do, what I had to do, is I had to slice, let me get a pointer here, there we go, can you see that? There you go. I had to slice this with my plasma cutter and then slice it here. So I sliced the line here, bam, bam. And what I did is I pushed that down in there. The reason I did that is to make this so it'll sit flush, see? Because sitting on top of the fender up here, the battery would have been way too high. I would have had to bring it way up here. I don't know if you can see that or not. And the battery would sit way up here like this, which is out of the picture already. So what I did is I brought it down here, I notched that out, and now the battery. So if you look right here, you can see where I took a piece of sheet metal. Voila, okay. I went ahead and just cut it randomly and stuck it down in between the gap that I made. Now before I did all that, okay, because this is our filler side here where we're going to box it in. Before I did all that, what I did is I took my box, my battery tray, I set it on there, and I already took me a scrap. If you look right here where my finger is, I took a scrap piece and I tack welded it to this lower lip. What I did is I set it like that and I pulled that lip up, okay, pulled it up to where I wanted it, and then I tack welded it on there to hold it in place. So then what I did, I took a scrap piece and I went ahead and tapped it down in there with my hammer, just like that, past the lip, because I want to make sure that everything's going to be welded up. And I'll go ahead and weld both sides up, and then I'll cut all the excess off, and it will look like it's factory original. And then I'll do the same thing to this side, and then our battery tray will sit down in there just like that, and you won't even know anything has changed. So, if you look real close now, I'm going to go ahead and do some welding, and I will go ahead and cut that piece off of the edge, and we'll see what it'll... One more thing, it's very important to make this pie cut, okay, if you can see that, make a pie cut, because if you just cut an L and then push it down, it's just going to bend and twist all this. Making the pie cut, actually got two pieces that move around like this, and they'll overlap each other as you move them down and up. So remember always, if you're going to notch that out and make a recessed area in your fender well, whether it's round or rectangle or whatever, always cut the space out and then put a pie cut in it, so when you push it down, it'll overlap each other and work out great, and then all this here will look normal. So what we did is we went ahead and spot weld that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off. There you go. Now, take a good look at it now. You'll see that that's flush. I got one little section right here that I'll go ahead and grind off. I'll grind it down and mold it, and it will look like it's supposed to. So, there you go. And that is one way to make a recess in your inner fender well and do it the right way. Please, same. I'll go ahead and finish that out. We'll get a good look at it. And always make sure if you ever do anything like this, you need to pie cut that so it won't warp and twist and bend all that steel up, and it makes it a lot easier to work with. Alrighty then, there you go. Well, it looks like we got our battery installed. Our battery holder, battery tied down, battery box, blah blah blah, installed in the car. And if you look real close, you'll see I've already got the battery in the car. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you, take it apart and show you what I've done to make that work. We got our battery. We transferred it from the right-hand side of the car over to the left side. But to do that, we had to modify our battery hold down out of the late model Chevy truck. We had to modify that to fit. So what we had to do is we had to go ahead and make some brackets. Now, take all this off. Of course, we'll sandblast this and make it look new and repaint it. It won't stay all rusty like that. Now, if you look at our bracket we made, we went ahead and drilled a hole, and I'm using a factory clip that has a 10mm bolt on it, 10mm nut. Okay, it's a slide-on clip that locks in place by itself. Okay, now I still got to weld down here for extra support because I got this side welded, but I got to weld the other side. I went ahead and I took some 3/8 nuts. I found my holes and I welded nuts in there. Okay, because we don't want nuts on the back of it with washers, so I welded those in place, which line up with these two holes, which are the factory holes on our. Okay, if you look right there, see that line. And I also went ahead and welded a bolt. A nut. I welded the nut on the front side, the back side of the front core support. Okay, and that's for this bracket right here. Okay. So once this is all installed, it's mounted very, very solid, and we won't have. So as you look at it sitting in the car here, you'll see that that hole there lines up there. We got our clip that lines up there, and then our two bolt holes line up right there. I also showed you that I had to notch out, okay, the inside of that fender. And if you look real close, I've already grinded it down. Okay, it still needs a little more cleaning up, a little more, finessing. But we'll do all that after we get this sandblasted for repainting purposes. Because all this will be cleaned up. So, what you're looking at behind my shoulder, alright, let me move it around, is my machine shop right here, okay? I don't have fancy welders, I don't have TIG welders and welding, automatic welding machines and automatic plasma cutters and water jet cutters and all this other bullshit. I'm just like you, working in your fucking garage. I'm doing this with my two hands right here and what I got to work with. So what I'm trying to show you, the viewer, is that you can do this just like I'm doing, with a little common sense and a little fucking brains. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is you don't need hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of fucking tools and material to do this, okay? It's very simple, it's very easy. Follow my fucking lead and you're gonna fucking do. So take your time, do it right. We'll see you later. This is Pete, okay? I'm always here. Almost 24 hours a day. This is my fucking house, okay? This is where I live. I sleep at my house, but I live at my shop.